minute, don't know. Got a minute of your time. Got a minute of your. First job that I live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. God of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its sides. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye.
What's up, beautiful people?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our podcast, From Vision to Success.
Absolutely.
If you're new here, we like to trash talk. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, goodness. We like to tease each other, let's say. We share a lot about our lives, our struggles, and what has helped us to get through things. So stay tuned.
Do you know that we're wearing opposite
Oh, my
ends?
gosh.
So I'm wearing gray.
Oh, my.
Gray and black, and she's wearing gray and black opposite.
Look, where's my leg? There
I
it is.
swear we did not coordinate this.
It's just, we have this weird.
Yeah.
We're very much alike. We have this weird, like, sibling, twin type thing going on.
I don't like it.
Me either.
I don't like it.
I see too many things and I don't like it. I smell too many things and I don't like it.
So she comes over to get ready, and not to get ready here, but she comes ready to. Anyways, long story short.
I was like, can we be mindful of the words that
Yeah,
you use?
I know. Me be mindful. What did you say earlier? But anyways, and I'm upstairs preparing calamari.
For breakfast with Parmesan, and this
So
whole
good.
room smells like Parmesan and calamari.
But it was so good. So it was calamari. Check this out. Calamari. I put Parmesan cheese. I put lemon juice.
You love your lemon. Did you put butter on it too?
I didn't put butter.
He loves lemon butter.
Or hot dogs. I
Uh-huh.
didn't put
That's gonna be the next level.
Yeah. That's next week. And then I put the garlic sauce from like shawarma.
Yeah.
Just a spoonful. I put in the shaker.
I initially, when I came, I thought it was oatmeal. And then after when you opened it and I smelled it, I was like, that is not oatmeal. I was so fragrant.
So normally Maria is not early.
But I'm not late.
Today you weren't late. She's not early. She's not late.
Sometimes I show up like 2 minutes before.
Oh, yeah.
So we go live at 10. I am here at literally like 10. I'm at 10:55. I'm upstairs. I'm using the bathroom real quick.
And she's running downstairs,
And I'm
whatever.
like, okay, I'm ready. But today I planned. So today I was actually here at 9:40.
Yeah, I was not expecting to.
I don't know, anywhere between 9:35 and 9:40. And you looked disheveled. Like you were kind of like,
I was angry because I was making my breakfast. I hadn't set up the studio yet, and you were knocking my door. And I'm like, I still have 10 minutes.
And he's like, why are you here? I like to keep him on his toes, that's for sure.
But what did you do? You did something different today.
Yeah, I planned. Oh, it's your elementary school. It's down there. Do you want to get it? It's the kids' elementary school.
Yeah, I let it.
Okay.
So they may or may not have arrived to school today.
Like, who knows? At some point they got there.
Let them figure it out.
Okay, so what I did different today is I actually planned. I love getting up early, but to tell you the truth, I've been struggling to getting up early the last month, except when I was on vacation. On vacation, I kid you not, up at 5 a.m, but I came back from vacation and I was struggling. And this morning, I woke up at 4 and I planned out my day.
But you've always had a morning plan.
I do.
So then what happened?
I fell off the wagon. So sometimes you need to fine tune, right? Sometimes what happens is that we start deviating from our plan and we go by memory. So I was going by memory, being like, okay, yeah, I got to do this, that, and the other. But then I wasn't actually sitting down and writing things down. When I write things down, I complete what I write. If I go by memory, I fly by the seat of my pants. And I was like, what was I doing? And just even the fact that I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to do, it kills time. I get distracted. I go on my phone. I'm like busy just like, oh, what am I going to wear today?
I'm not going to lie. The phone is killing me.
Yeah, it's hard, right?
I downloaded a game.
Yeah.
Should not have done that. But all my kids were playing it, and I just figured, oh, it's a great way to connect with them.
What game is it?
Clash of
Titans?
No, Clash Royale.
Okay.
And sponsorship, and then yeah. Anyways, it's very addictive. I've had it before, and it's a very cool game. All it is. Why is this not working like this? You know why? Oh,
Is that why you sounded
that's
flat?
why. Oh my gosh.
This morning he's like, I don't sound well. I'm far away. I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me? He had his
The headphones
earpods
on the wrong ear. Oh my, what a difference. Holy, I can hear you breathing.
See, sometimes you just need to adjust.
I do, yeah.
You need to reflect and adjust. There we go.
This was bothering me the entire, like, we've been on for 5 minutes now, and it's been bothering me. I'm like, why do I sound so far away? I'm talking to you and I'm looking at all my equipment. I'm like, something's wrong. And
now
then,
you know.
Yeah, now I know. Anyways, what was I saying? So I had this game years ago, and I downloaded it, and I may have spent a little bit of money on it, and I upgraded a lot of my cards. And anyways, I was killing it, and then I was like, you know what? I'm spending a lot of time. Let me delete it, which I did, and whatever. I've been whatever. But then over the last month, all my kids have downloaded it on either on an iPad or on the iPod or on the phone. And I hear the sound in the background, and I'm like,
So triggers,
it
You're
is.
like,
And so I downloaded it, and
here you are.
yeah, and I'm not proud of this. Last night, instead of sending out emails, I spent like about an hour on a stupid
I
game.
can't listen. I can't hate you because so I have two guilty pleasures. One of them is I spend way too much time. I don't actually watch the Kardashians, but I love their shorts.
Oh,
The shorts on
YouTube.
On YouTube or Reels,
Yeah.
anything that has to do with Kardashians, I will actually sit down and watch it. And
Stop.
yeah, and like a 15-second video, 30-second turns to an hour later, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck am I doing? And then I don't like watching it because then I spend time afterwards thinking about it. And I literally just recently stopped watching a show because it was taking too much of my time and energy. And
Which
like
one?
Sabrina the Teenage Witch on
That
Netflix.
is an old show.
No, not the old one. The new one on Netflix. It's like 2018 old.
No.
It's crazy because it's like, anyway, you have to watch it. It's really good, but it's addictive. It was very addictive to me. So I haven't watched it in the past week, in the past few days because it was like midnight and I was still watching.
Yeah, I've noticed, and even today, like when you were coming here, I came down here. I was checking some emails. I sent some text messages overnight. And then I'm like, the notification came in. Your clan's ready.
Oh, my clan's ready. Sorry, Maria, I can't text you back. I'm busy.
And I opened it up and I started playing some. And now these are 3-minute games. So they're do you know what Clash Royale? So it's super easy. There's 2 towers, right? 3 towers.
It's Vanessa. Hi, girl. Good morning.
Good morning,
He's like,
Maria.
oh, hi, Miguel.
No, Maria, Vanessa. There are 3 towers in total.
Uh-huh.
And the point of the game is to try and take out the other people's tower.
She found it on the web.
Oh, Siri's talking. Anyways, long story short, you have like 50 plus cards, and every card does something different. There's an archer, there's a barbarian, there's a dragon. Anyways, you pick out of the 50, you pick 8 cards where you want to go into battle with.
Okay.
The other person, you don't even know, from anywhere around the world, they pick 8
And then you
different
battle
cards,
each other?
and then you battle each other. And the point is, I got my side, and the guy has his, or the guy or girl has his side. And then I drop my card, and the card just goes and does what the card does, whether it's an archer or long range archer. I got wizards that throw fireballs. I got a skeleton king that spawns skeleton. Like it's a really cool game. And then anyways, you just drop these cards, and while the other person is dropping cards, trying to counteract my cards, at the same time trying to take out my towers. And they're 3-minute rounds.
But 3 minutes adds up because you're playing multiple 3-minute rounds.
An hour and a half later.
I get it.
It's stupid. And last night I went to bed late because of it. And I was just...
And then you woke up and did the same thing this morning.
I woke up this morning and I need it because then the thing says, and then you train some cards and some, whatever, and it'll tell you, yeah, your clan's ready. And I'm like, oh, my clan's ready. So, hi, clan. So you go live and then you find it's so much fun. We'll play it after.
You know what though? I don't want to get addicted to it, so I'm gonna skip on that. Let me not go down that rabbit hole.
With the Kardashians, I've heard the name. I know who they are. I know Kim Kardashian was married to Kanye. What's their talent? Like, what's their show about?
What do you mean? It's just it's reality TV, right?
No.
It's just them, like, it's basically their lives. Their lives get showcased.
That's it.
That's it, right?
Stop.
No, that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Now, I actually have not watched, I feel like I might have watched some episodes, like, way, way back in the day. But recently, I haven't sat down and watched a whole show. I've thought about it because it's on Disney Plus.
There's no way the Kardashians are on Disney Plus.
Yeah, they are. There is the Star. Like, you know how they have different tabs?
Yeah.
So if you go under Star, the Kardashians are there.
Ugh.
Yeah, honestly, I personally like them. I'm like, their craft is showcasing their live. It's not easy. There's so many haters out there, right? They're criticized for everything.
But what's their value? What value are they
Entertainment. They bring entertainment value. Their dad was a famous lawyer. Yes.
And?
Yeah.
Oh,
Listen,
how many lawyer dads do I know? They don't have shows.
I think he was involved in the O.J. Simpson case. So that's where kind of like he was known from. But I think it's just their life. It's their lifestyle, right? It's their life, what they do, what they say, the fights they have. It's just a family. But it's there's socialites. There we go. Yes.
What is a socialite? Stop using big words. Beth, listen, you're welcome to the show. But stop using big words. Don't do that.
Miguel does not understand.
I know speaking in English, like
they're well known. They're like famous.
Socialites.
Yeah, like they're famous, right? They're famous because they have fame from their dad. They have fame from the friendships that they have. It's a highly curated and planned filming of their lives, 100%. 100%. But you know what? In all essence, people are people. I just enjoy watching the human behavior, and I do have a favorite Kardashian.
Oh my
Yes, I love Khloe Kardashian. She is my favorite. But nonetheless, that's my guilty pleasure. That's the thing that I sometimes waste time watching that I have no business watching.
Anybody who watches the Kardashians should not
have a podcast, be talking right now. Shush.
Should not be a partner. Why does everyone slow down to look at the car pulling over by a cop?
We want to be in the known. Yes, that's right, babe.
Okay, no, hang on one second. Yes, we slow down. I saw a car crash the other day when I witnessed. I saw like whatever. Oh no, actually, what I did saw. Who was I with? I was with Elias. Okay. It was after the dance.
Okay, on Friday.
On Friday, we went to go drop off somebody after the dance, and there was literally a car going on opposite directions of whatever. So we were at a crossroad, and then there was a car going like left to right. We were going north and south. Anyways. And there's a cop car in front of it, and we're like, "Oh man!" And there's a bunch of cop cars all over, and so like, "Oh man, big time accident." So we drove by and we slowed down, and there was no accident. It was the cop that was stopped like that, a cop car in front of it, and like I'm not even joking, at least 12 cop cars around it.
Around one car.
Around the one car.
Oh, so I guess it must have been like a high speed chase or something like that.
It was in Mississauga. It was either a high speed chase, and then that's where that was the pinpoint where they stopped him or her or whatever. So yes, I slowed down to see what was happening, and that is interesting. That's not the same as watching the Kardashians. It is not the same.
A lot of people would
watching the Kardashians.
Look at Vanessa. She's like, they're also famous for less savory recording that apparently may or may not have been purposely engineered. Yeah. Kim Kardashian had a saucy video out there.
Do that again?
No. I will not do that again. Anyway, let's actually get into the...
Saucy. I cannot unsee that.
Why anyway? So let's just dive into our actual podcast.
Mike, if you're listening, please, as soon as she gets home, ask her.
This is so awkward that I don't even want to talk about this. Anyway, let's move on.
I can't unsee that.
So why'd you ask for it? Repeat that.
Because I wanted to make sure that I saw what I saw. I wanted a confirmation of what I saw.
Anyway, so let's get into let's dive deep into our topic. What's our topic, Miguel?
So before we dive into our topic,
Oh my gosh. Okay, what's going on?
what'd you do this weekend?
What did I do this weekend?
I'm thinking about this video that she's talking about now. Savory. Anyways, I should stop thinking about it.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know who Kim is. Actually, no, I do know who Kim is. She's the one that was married to Kanye, right?
Yes.
Okay.
She is. Okay, what did I do this weekend? I took some youth from our church to a dance in Toronto. Then Saturday I went to...
Not a lot of people were there, eh?
I know. They that was their big complaint. However, there was a lot of Brampton people there. So yay to Brampton for supporting Toronto.
Yeah. And obviously Oshawa.
Yeah, I just think it was... I mean, traffic. It took us an hour and 10 minutes to get there.
Stupid. On the 401 going there?
Yeah, so
was
it's...
ridiculous.
So I think that might be a deterrent for people,
but,
perhaps.
But hang on. But that's not an excuse for being low because, I mean... How would people know
come to Brampton?
No. People, how would they know that there is traffic if they leave their homes to go to the dance?
I don't know. Maybe people were just busy. It was also like American Thanksgiving. Maybe people traveled to the States. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was asking a youth, and then they said that in Toronto.
Ooh, Vanessa went to a holiday, company holiday party.
Where do you live, Vanessa? I know that
Montreal.
Does she really?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry about Vanessa. The other Vanessa just answered. But anyways, what was I saying? So yeah, one of the youth was saying that because people are so used to coming to Brampton, and Brampton is more of the central hub. Like you got Newmarket that's north, you got Hamilton and Kitchener, that's an hour,
Okay.
and then you got Oshawa, which is part of our region, is an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But Toronto, now you're adding an additional 45 minutes to some areas except for Oshawa. You're getting closer to Oshawa, but you're getting further away from Hamilton and Kitchener. And some people, and even Sudbury, they weren't.
Well, that's a long drive.
It is a very long drive.
Yeah.
So whereas Brampton is much closer, and we have the temple here, and it's considered a little bit more.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. So anyway, on Saturday, my daughter had a piano recital, so we went to London, and then we went to the Mandarin, and yes, Vanessa, and then Sunday was church. That's about it. What about you?
You have one daughter, right?
Two. I have two girls.
Two daughters, two girls, two boys, two girls.
Yeah.
See, I know.
He doesn't even know my kids' names. We've known each other for like 20 years.
Listen, I don't know my kids' names. So you can't.
He's like you.
You can't throw
Number
that.
3.
Literally, we were in the kitchen the other day, and it was Zayn that was doing something, and I was like, "Stop!" And I called every single name, including my mom's name, before I got to his name. Do you understand? The dog got called.
That's like 8 names, 9 names.
Seth, that he's on his mission, got
He's
called.
not even here.
My mom, she was upstairs, all like cripple-like. Like I called everybody except for him. I don't know my kid's name, so you can't throw that. You can't throw that against me. But no, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so 2 boys, 2 girls. All right, cool. What did I do? I went to that same dance. Actually, where was I Friday? Friday I was doing something else and I couldn't.
You did pickleball.
I did pickleball.
We were supposed to go on actually no, Mike and I went on a hot date.
Did you?
100%.
That's gross. That's so freaking gross.
Anyway,
Don't
go
confirm
on.
it. Supposed to say no, man. What are you talking about? Don't say, "Oh, we did it."
Can we?
Not like did this.
We're like seriously digressing. This is the worst podcast we've ever done. You know that, right?
No,
this is the worst.
Oh, there's the one where you told me I was a horrible father or the horrible dad.
Husband.
Yeah.
Husband. No, that one was good. This one is a horrible podcast. We wasted 20 minutes talking about nothing.
No, we have. I'm getting to what I'm.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Yes.
And so I played pickleball. If you haven't played pickleball, I'm telling you right now, you got to get on this game. And Saturday I had a YSA conference. So conference.
Oh, okay, nice.
Conference for
young single adults. So that's what, ages 18 to 30?
18 to 30 in Kitchener.
Cool.
And then I used to work for a company, and we're going to talk about this because it's actually on my mind, and
I feel like you're just delaying talking about the topic because you're uncomfortable about the
very
topic.
Uncomfortable.
So let me tell you what the topic is. The
very
topic is finding strength through vulnerability. And I feel like this guy is 100% delaying because he's like talking about the most random things, and
It's
here
not
we
random.
are
It's not random.
21 minutes into the podcast and we cannot touch base on the actual topic.
It's not random.
Which is finding strength through vulnerability. So let's chat about that. What's going on? Why do you feel so uncomfortable?
Well, there's two things that so this topic. Okay, so the topic, finding strength through vulnerability. I believe in asking for help.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, let's figure out what's vulnerability. Like, what does that mean to you?
To me,
Yeah.
vulnerability.
Is there even a time?
We're the Latino Kardashians. Vulnerability for me is a state of I want it. The first word that jumps out of my mind is weakness, right? Or just not being able to accomplish, being held back, being vulnerable. To me, vulnerability and finding strength in vulnerability. So if you read today's topic, it's about asking for help. And asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but it's a sign of strength.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that 100%.
You just don't believe it for you.
So
He's like, I believe it for everybody else.
this is one of those things, and it's a two-part thing.
Yeah.
And this is why, right? And if you can help me get over it.
Okay. I don't know. You're gonna need some long counseling for this. Okay.
Don't.
I'm just pulling up what the actual definition of vulnerability is.
Okay. So what is it before I go?
Okay. So it actually says it's a quality or state of being exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed, either physically or emotionally. Yep,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Okay.
Easily hurt or attacked. Da da da.
So it's letting people know that you're weak and letting people know that I need help, and then but the topic, right? Finding strength and vulnerability.
See, but I like this one because yes, there is that sense whenever we talk, especially in healthcare, we talk about the vulnerable populations, the populations that perhaps need extra help because of things that have happened, right?
Yeah, I drink the Kool-Aid on that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
But here's the thing. The way that I take vulnerability is actually very different. I take it as this meaning, right? And it says the quality of being vulnerable, hold on. Okay, the quality of being vulnerable, able to be easily hurt, influenced, or attacked, or something that is vulnerable. Oh, hold on. That's not the right one. Okay, whatever. This is the actual definition that I take of vulnerability. I take, yes, you have the potential of getting hurt. Walls are not up, but I think there's so much strength in being vulnerable because you empower yourself and you empower others around you. Does that even make sense?
No,
Okay.
not at all. You
I
use
like-
a lot of big words there.
Together.
Too.
Together.
Yeah.
Okay, vulnerability. Yes, you're absolutely right because you're taking. I think not being vulnerable means that you have walls up.
Well, I think we're
Right?
talking about two different things here.
Okay, let's figure out. Okay, let's talk about the same thing.
Yeah. So I think what happens when you're vulnerable or what happens when you're weak, you ask for help, right? When you rise in the morning and give thanks to the light for your life, your students give thanks for your food, for the joy of living. And if you know reason to give thanks, the fault lies in yourself. Yes, you can. You are correct. Okay. Interesting.
I'm gonna take that as me being correct. Thank you.
No, you being correct. Yeah.
Okay.
No, what? No, you are correct, right?
Okay.
Open yourself up for being seen less than you thinking you're okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Okay, so we are talking about two different things because if you are in a state of weakness, if you are a state of that you need help, you have to be vulnerable enough and willing to ask for help to receive strength. A lot of people see that asking for help as weakness, right? While others, they see it as a point of strength that they're asking for help. Correct? Am I right so far?
Yes.
I agree with all of that.
Yes.
So that's not what I'm having a problem with.
Are you talking the state of vulnerability that I'm talking about is emotional vulnerability. So it has nothing, like, I guess my sense is not that it has to do with physical. Like if you're physically vulnerable, right, then you need protection. Like you need people to help you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Children, senior citizens, got it. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
And then there's emotional vulnerability. You also need that level of help, right? But I guess in the way that I'm talking about is us opening ourselves up, and like Mike in his definition, opening yourself up to be seen less than you think you really are. So actually letting people see who you truly are by being who you are, and not trying to like be like someone else, right? You're being vulnerable to your strengths. You're being vulnerable to your faults, to your weaknesses. You're saying, hey, I don't know everything. Like one of the things that I really enjoy, and one of the things that I feel has connected me with a lot of people, is been vulnerable in the sense that I've been able to share my journey openly. Like my journey, whatever it is that I'm going through, whether it's loss, whether it's like some difficulties with friendships, relationships, whether it's, messing up with my kids, sharing those things, I feel that opens you up, because it opens you up to being criticized, right?
Yeah, I have a hard time with that.
I've been criticized so much.
I know, and I avoid it like the plague.
She's like, I know, I'm the one that criticizes you.
I'm the one taking those shots.
I'm the one starting the rumors.
You better believe it.
No, 100%, right?
No.
Like, and that's the worst part. I've had friends that tell me, oh, by the way, this person said XYZ about you.
Did they mention my name?
No,
Okay, good.
I'd be like calling you. But yeah, I've had friends, or I've had like, like just recently I was talking to my mom about something, and she was like, yeah, I heard like this, like some people say this, that like XYZ about you. And I was like,
Oh, dang.
But that was back in the day. I don't know about now. I try not to like whatever people say. I try not to.
I know two people
What?
that struggle.
With me?
Yeah.
You?
And
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I defend you tooth and nail, dude.
Really? Do you really?
I do. 100%.
We're gonna talk about this. Yeah, I'm okay. Like,
You want to talk about this?
yeah, let's talk about it.
No,
So
I'm not
tell
talking
me.
about this.
Okay.
I'm not. I can't call them out.
Are you for? Okay. No, that's fine. You don't have to call them out.
Even in private.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't. That's fine. You don't have to. But let's share what kind of
What they
things?
say?
Yeah.
One person, actually, I forget who the one person is, in all honesty, but I know that
The cousin of a cousin of a cousin.
yeah. The walks their dogs through the goldfish and whatever. But this one person, it's they don't even have a reason, and I'm like, I'm talking to this person, I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, just and I'm like, no, she.
Okay, tell me, like, what you have to give context, because they say, like.
Well, they know that we do a podcast together.
Yeah.
Right, and so and then they're just, it's that you're not genuine.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I've heard that before too, actually.
And so it's one of these things is like, and anytime anybody says that, it's because they don't know the person.
Actually, I have had people that say that know me. But the thing is that they compare the version of me of the past to the version of me now. Do you get what I mean? Like, some people know me from when I was like back in the day, when I was super self-conscious. I was very guarded. Like, my walls were up. I would not be vulnerable with anybody. Like, just very, very like very. I didn't really even have very many close relationships, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to now that I'm completely different, and even the things that I post online are completely different. So to them, it's hard to see me from one, like how I was, to how I am now. And this particular person actually said it to like another friend, where she was like, I actually know her. That's not truly who she is. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, right?
Yeah, 99.9% of everybody who I meet that know you love you. Right.
There's always that 1% though.
But there is that one person that I know a lot of people, and even the people that are friends of mine that are watching live, or they don't watch live, they watch whatever. They just, oh my gosh, it must be so fun working with her. And I'm like, oh, 100%. So whether it's people that I know or people that I don't know, everybody loves you. But I have this one person that's just like, yeah, she just seems not real. And so anytime that I've ever heard that, and when I've heard it about me as well, it's always like, well, you just don't know that person, or you just don't know me. They think it's an act. They think it's like it's a character that you're playing. And I'm like, she's legit. Like this is her. This is who she is. She is 100% genuine. So I letting you know, I defend you tooth and nail.
Thank you. I'm okay with that. Honestly, like, can't please everybody. And if you go around trying to please everybody, you lose essence of who you are, right? Like, I've had people criticize the way, like, I work out a lot, right? Mm-hmm. And when I work out, I tend to post in just a sports bra and shorts. And it's not to say that I'm like, hey, look at me. It's more to showcase a real freaking body, a body that has had 4 kids, and a body that can actually do the burpees, a body that can do the push-ups, that can do all these things, but yet all that people can see are like, no, she's not dressed modestly, so please, like, don't put that out there. And that's fine. Like, you can have your opinions of me, you can say the things that you want of me. And I guess the thing that bothered me a little bit, that in the past someone has said that I wasn't a good influence on their child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, I, like, a ton of young women and young men would beg to differ.
Just in case.
No, I'm just kidding. Like, I work closely with youth.
Yeah.
And whatever, I'm sure that not every single parent likes me or likes the way that I am or likes the way, like the things that I choose to do. But at the end of the day, I'm true to myself, and I can actually show up and be like, hey, this is me. It's okay for you not to like me, because you having your thought processes and opinion is fine. Yeah. But often negativity is a reflection of where people are at.
And I always admire that about you, right? Like, you have 99 people who love you, the one person that doesn't, and you're like, you're okay, whatever. With me, I would be like literally just devastated that one person doesn't like me. And that's so that's because I feel like that. It's not that I hate vulnerability, right? It's that I try and stay away from it because I hate the criticism of it.
Yeah.
And so that's one aspect. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's one aspect. And I think we don't see eye to eye on this one. The other one that I have a trouble with, which is the part 2 to it, is opening yourself up and saying, I'm weak and I need help, right? Asking for help. Mm-hmm. And that is 100%, you need to do that, right? You 100, like, if you are struggling out there, I did a conference this weekend, and I had someone come up to me, and then they said, oh, yeah. And then they said, what if you want help, but you can't, you're having a hard time asking for it? And so we worked through it, right? Like, and then this is what you can do, whatever. So I 100% believe that if you're struggling with something out there, you need to seek professional help. You need to seek guidance, whether it's through family, friends, ecclesiastical leaders.
What would you say to somebody that feels like you, though?
That feels like me?
Yeah.
It's exactly what I would say. That's what I told this kid, right? But so here's where I have a conflict with this. And this is what I'm like having. When I posted it today, I was like, oh, I want to have a problem with this.
You're like, no wonder he was talking. You're just talking about the most random things. I'm like, it's 20 minutes. Like,
it wasn't random. Like, it was all like getting.
That's why we would still be talking about the most random things up to now.
It was people getting to know us. They were putting herself out there. But at what point do you just stop asking and you just friggin' go and do work?
What do you mean? Like, do your work? Like, I don't understand what you mean.
At what point do you stop asking for a fish and you learn how to fish?
Okay, so
see,
I
don't know where that line is.
Okay,
and that's what I'm having a problem, right? It's
you feel like it's all on you, that you should figure it out, that this is your problem, and like, why bother someone else when this is something that you need to learn?
But hang on, but it's not thinking like that morning, afternoon, and night. Like, it's not thinking about this all the time, right? Okay. Like, it's listen, I don't want this to get out of hand and people think that whatever. If you are struggling mental health, if you are struggling chemically, if you are depressed, if you have, there's depressions in your family, it's like all the whatever, you should be, everybody 100% out there in the world, they should be seeking for help.
So do you feel like you would be a burden on someone else by asking for help?
No, that's not it.
Do you feel like you don't want to seem weak?
No.
So you don't want to ask for help?
At what point do you start focusing on, and maybe it's, okay, so again, going back, right? You should always ask for it. But what I'm talking about is, at what point do you stop asking, I need fish to eat, to I need to just go and fish and be self-sufficient and just go and do and figure this thing out and just whatever?
I think if you have a humble attitude, meaning like humility in the sense that you're teachable, and you're asking for help, and like being open to the potential that help could be mentorship, that could be somebody teaching you a skill.
I get it.
Anything like that.
I agree.
I think that's the attitude.
But I agree.
and then you need to go and do, right? Like, so for instance, if you're asking for help for something and then the person is, I think, okay, so if you need help and it's immediate help, if that person needs immediate help and those needs are being met, and now we're talking about the second level of help to help you to be self-reliant, that's where the openness needs to be. That's where the humility needs to be in order to be coachable. To be like, okay, so my immediate needs are met. Now this person is asking me, or like, I trust this person and this person is encouraging me to do X, Y, Z. Let me go and try and do, right? It's an attitude of learning. It's being a forever learner. The way that I see vulnerability, what you're saying is, I used to have the hardest time asking for help forever. Like, I remember being pregnant with Jesse and being so upset that nobody offered to help. Like when I was I was about to give birth. But here's the thing, I never asked anybody to help. People had no idea when my delivery date was. People had no idea like that I was struggling. Nobody knew. I never opened up myself. So how can you help someone if they don't know? Right? Like I realized at that point, like I was getting upset over nothing, right? Because I was still angry. And it took me actually a few years to work that anger out. By the time Joey came, Ruby was a C-section, I needed help. And I was like, knowing the experience that I had and knowing very well, like the reason why I didn't want to ask for help, because I didn't want to feel rejected, right? I didn't want to ask and then have somebody like, it sucks to ask for help and then have nobody being able to meet the, like whatever you're asking for help with, right? So when Joey came along, I was like, I remember, I don't know if it was Mike that said it or maybe I said it. And it was the most awkward thing that I was asking for, but I needed help. Like Mike was traveling. I had 4 young kids. I had a C-section. My mom was in Ecuador. I literally had no help. So there was nothing I could do. I needed to ask, and I needed to be open enough that I was okay at that point as far as like being hurt if nobody did. But because I asked, people were able to help me and relationships were strengthened.
So I promise I get it and I agree with you. And I think that when we ask for help, oxytocin kicks in and the love chemical, right?
Yeah.
And then bonds are formed.
This is the thing, I think. You won't know until you try. Right? I think the knowledge that you have, and it's right here, but it's not here. And in order for us to get it right here is we experiment. Exactly. So at that point, if you want to make the connection, you're going to have to put yourself out there.
Yeah, I'm very afraid of doing that.
Yeah. So that's...
And so again, going back to my first point,
yeah.
Right? Is that if I put myself out there and I need help and then it's like,
and you get hurt,
and then I get hurt, and I don't. Anyways,
But what if you don't get hurt? What if you feel like we always focus in the potential to the negative, but the other side is the potential to the positive.
But so here's the thing: but I've been successful this far, not putting myself out there.
But imagine perhaps the level of success you could have having put yourself out there. Right now, you only know what you know. Right? Like
I know, and it's good.
you're comfortable, right?
And it's good. Like, I mean, I'm not complaining. I've been blessed. And you know what? And I don't want to make it sound like I've never had help. Like I've people have seen people, and we'll get to the comments in a second here. People have seen what I offer, and they're grateful for the message that I deliver, and they're grateful for the company and the organization. And so people have come forward and be like, I want to help you. They give me a lead. They give me a contact. I work in an organization or a school and all these different things. And so people have come forward and opened up doors for me. And I have been eternally grateful, because I have not 100%. I would not be where I am right now if it wasn't for people or God, or maybe God and people, 100%. But for me to start that process and say, I need help, I've never, I haven't done it.
But that's so overwhelming. Like, that's such a big thing to ask for help. I'm like, maybe when you do need help, you need to start in the small part, something that doesn't seem like such a huge jump. I personally would feel the same way if I was to ask help and like the side businesses that I have, right? In certain aspects, because I feel like I'm with you where I understand the point of view where you're like, well, when, like, like, where's the line where I need to ask for help and I need to figure this out on my own in order to do it, right? I'm totally with that when it comes to that.
And I don't know where that line is. That's my biggest problem, right? It's like and here's the thing is, right? I know there's a line, like 100%, and I know that there's two sides to the line, and I know that both of those sides are important. The doing it yourself and being resilient and just maybe I wouldn't even attach resilience, but self-sufficient 100%. And I also know that there's the other side, which is the importance of asking for help, human connections, bonds. It shows, strength and all these different things. My problem is that I don't know where that line is.
All right, you're going to have to experiment because I think for every situation and every person is different. Like, I don't know where your line is. I don't know what you would feel comfortable with. I don't know what is in your realm of doing. I think you would have to be okay with messing up and realizing, oh yeah, shoot, like that potentially I could have done. Or like, yeah, this feels awkward. This feels hard. I probably should have tried to figure it out. I think it's okay with the messiness of it. Sometimes we try to avoid being messy because we want the line. We want to know exactly at what point is us and at what point do we ask. Yeah. But human life is all about trial and error, right? And there are certain things that we have to try.
Yeah, and
you're like, I'm not down for that.
And I'm not down for. I am totally not down for.
I think it's okay. I think, listen, if you have a desire to ask for help and want to get better at it, a part of growing that faith in asking other people is like start learning more about it, listening to podcasts. I don't know, reading about it, right? Yeah. And then little by little, you start exercising that. You don't have to go from like 0 to 100 now. Yeah, it's a matter of time, and maybe it'll take you your whole lifetime. I don't know.
So what do we have here? It says,
let's go up all the way up to Bev Alexander. Okay. Oh, it's cutting in and out. Are we good now? Okay.
Okay. So same here. I buffer once in a while. Okay. So.
The jealous people because they can't do it great for posts that be proudest of yourself. Other people's thoughts don't matter. Thank you, Alexander. Yes, yes, yes.
That doesn't make you weak. It makes you stronger only in the strong-minded if you ask for help. Mm-hmm. I think so Bev says, I think the point to stop asking is finding the strength in vulnerability. That sounds very profound. I have no idea what that means. I'm not going to lie. So here's what she says.
I think the point to stop asking is finding the strength in the vulnerability. Okay, Bev, give us a little bit more of context.
Yeah, because Bev, English, me, no good. I very no good looking. I no speak very, very, very little.
Very little English.
Yeah, very little English. And it sounded smart, very sophisticated and philosophical. So let me read it slower. Hang on. I think the point to stop asking is finding the strength in vulnerability. Yeah, still, it it sounds smart, Bev. It sounds so good.
Bev, we need further light and knowledge.
Please, Bev, let me put it up for everybody else. This is what we're talking about. Bev is a really good friend of ours.
We love Bev.
And she is a very smart person. Wonderful, beautiful family. I just don't know what that means. Okay, so Mike, if you have already asked for help and start doing some of the things that your friends and family have suggested, you need to do.
That's maybe we should have been looking as we were talking to the comments. Okay, Alexander, I have PTSD. You have to be strong and admit you have a problem. And when you know you can understand that, you have to learn how to go about your life. Yeah. I
100% agree with that.
I also have a son that passed away. Every day you learn, you have to be open-minded and learning. Oh man, we're so sorry, Alexander.
Yeah,
that's so tough.
That's a huge, massive fear of mine. Oh my gosh, my heart's just sank for you, Alexander.
Okay, Vanessa says, if someone sees me at a low point or vulnerable state, it's because I trust them enough that they won't squander, abuse, or hurt you later with it. Yes. See, I think that's the thing too. It's knowing who to be vulnerable with.
But I agree. 100%. But what you do is you put yourself out there online. Yeah, and you are open season to anybody. You put a massive target on you, right?
Open season.
It is hunting season.
Oh gosh, 100%.
And that is what he's kind of like, I don't know if I can do that.
It's okay. You don't have I didn't start off that way though. I think with me a lot of it has to do with my why. I've been trying to figure out my why of life, right? And my why with you're like, wait, where is this going? Anyway,
No, I
the
thought you
reason
had it, though.
no, I do have like I have it. I have different whys for different
Okay,
things.
fair enough.
But I was thinking about like a lot of the things that I do fall under one thing, and that's because I love teaching people the how. But
Okay.
how do you teach people the how if you're not willing to be open and show your journey? Do you trust someone who just tells you what to do, but you have no idea what they've gone through? Or do you trust someone who you've seen them struggle, who they have shared their highs and their lows, and then they're like, hey, this is what has helped me, and then
I think that will target different people. I think that's important. But I mean, I'm
not gonna hire someone who has never like.
Simon Sinek.
Well, Simon Sinek, he's the one that he wrote this whole book about finding your why and being passionate about that and putting that into the world. That's how he created his business.
I don't know any of his weaknesses.
What do you mean?
I follow him. Simon Sinek is like my
I guess
my secret boyfriend, right? Like, I mean, I freaking love Simon Sinek.
He is amazing.
I listen. It's his simplicity of explaining things, and he uses parables and he uses examples, and that resonates with me, right? So I love it.
But it comes through experience. I just read his book, and he literally talks about how he hit depression in order to be able to like
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
be where he's at.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I do believe in what you're saying, and I know that there's a lot of people that think like you. The majority, I think, people think like you, 80 to 90%.
he's like, however, the more evolved people
But us living in our high towers
and his high horse
in the ivory, right? You need a
peasants.
Yeah.
He's like,
Us royalty. We no, but no, and I do agree. I say sometimes we do have to and whatever. I mean, again, it's being afraid. You know what it is, and I said it already earlier on the podcast. It really, really, really gets to me when people have something ill to say about.
but they're gonna say something ill about you
I
regardless.
know, but if I can prevent it, if I put myself out there, I may get 20 people that say
But
something.
here's
But if
the
I
thing.
don't, I may get 3.
You do put yourself out there.
How? Not
By your personality. You are the center of attention.
That's because of my long hair.
100%. Like your personality draws people to you. So that's why I'm surprised that you worry about what people think of you when you're like also your actions attract so many people to see you. And here's the thing too. I'm like because you do put yourself out there. There. So many people want to be friends with you and want to like they like I don't know if the right word is admire, but I think they do. I think they do admire you because of how you put yourself out there.
I put my happiness out there 100%, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about putting my sadness out there. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know if
you're
I can.
more private. Who sees your sadness? Tegan? Does she full blown sees you vulnerability and like your sadness and all that?
I can count in my hands the amount of times that she's seen me in my low points.
Why? She's your wife.
This is what I'm talking about.
Horrible husband. Go and check out 3 podcasts ago. We had this conversation. This man, like...
Hashtag free Tegan.
Free Tegan. I got you, girl. I got a whole movement here. The poor woman. She's going to come out with a book.
Oh, you're right. This is a horrible podcast. No. But that's
okay. So maybe
there's no
for
maybe.
Vulnerability, if you don't want to do it, then you're not going to do it, right? But if it is something that intrigues you and perhaps you wanted to test out the waters,
No.
I think the best person to practice this vulnerability with would be Tegan.
No.
Because who else would want you to succeed more than anyone,
Oh,
right?
no, 100%.
Like want to be there for you, like strengthen you and all that stuff. Like she
And-
100%.
Listen, I get it. And when I have been those 5 more times in my life that I've been like physically and visually vulnerable.
Are you worried about stressing her out?
She has been there, and I could not ask for a better person to be beside me. I'm telling you right now, great.
So what do you do in those low moments?
I self-care. I go to the gym. I hit the sauna. I hit the steam
You
room.
don't talk to anyone? Do you have that one person that you talk to?
No.
I mean, granted, men are also different. Like Mike and I always have this conversation that just women, we like to talk
And
and share.
And I'm admitting it's not healthy. Like I'm admitting it right now. It's not good. Hang on one second. I'm admitting because not everybody will find the strength that I've found by not doing it. So,
But what if you had more strength because of it?
but so, hang on one second, because there are men and women out there that don't have that one person, and they turn to substance abuse, they turn to self-harm, harming others.
Well, prayer. Are you totally opening your prayers and you're like,
Yeah,
full blown?
yeah,
This
yeah.
sucks. Like
Yeah,
super
yeah.
vulnerable. I
100%.
like.
Yeah, I can't hide anything from God.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I mean, you are practicing vulnerability. It's just
No, yeah, but
Like-
I don't count him. He knows what's up, right? Like it's like you can't hide anything from.
oh
from your-
man. All right, let's go see what. Okay, Vanessa says if someone sees. Okay, we read that one. I'm afraid of falling, or even
my head, I know that it is a part of learning. So he's afraid of falling.
failing. Sorry, he's afraid of failing, even though that in my head I know it's part of learning. Yeah, I think that's with a lot of us for sure.
Alexander says you can be afraid to fall.
Fail, I think.
Oh,
Fall, yeah.
fall. Learn how to always get up and out of your head and up and not worry about others' thoughts.
Your heart never lies.
Your heart never
Yes,
lies?
yes.
Oh wait, we got no, because Maria's knowledge and she ready for anything. I do the same.
It's a Latin
It's a
thing.
Latin thing.
Some people can't.
That's why.
They can't handle us.
Try to learn whom, where in your past life.
Can also figure out who you are. Yeah, kind of figuring out like what happened in your past.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just whoa. Okay, so
So hang on. Mike said, I was just about to say this is a typical man and we have to be
strong. I know, and that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I think men need community. Like men need a space. Like, granted, like you guys gotta do it your own way because I realize that it's not the same as women.
Yeah.
Like with women, we talk, we have a good cry, we listen, like just kind of have that
Yeah.
moment of just talking, right? But
Yeah.
for men, it's I honestly don't know how you guys do it. Like,
Well,
how do you
so
guys do it?
I'll get to that in a sec. But Bev says here, I said that a while ago, a moment's gone. No, Bev, you can't. Listen, just forget you. Listen, here's the quote again by Bev. All right. Like, there's no way that you're just gonna leave everybody, especially me, hanging.
Listen, Bev, Miguel just doesn't want to keep talking about vulnerability, so he's just trying to.
Did she delete it? Oh no, here it is. I think the point of stop asking is to find the strength in vulnerability. Don't know what that means still. Love you, Bev.
Go all the way down. Go all the way down.
It is all the way down.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We need to have Bev as a special guest.
Yes, please. I love me some Bev. Bev is amazing.
I love Bev.
Just
too.
a little shout out to Bev. She is in our church, in our building. She takes care of our kids. She's a primary president, so she's the leader and gets all the teachers. Has a presidency. Does some killer activities.
Yeah.
Oh, this girl's amazing. Shout out, Bev. We love you.
Bev, if you ever want to come to my award,
No.
I'm
You gotta start poaching.
I'm actively recruiting. I almost got the bunts. Oh, there's a house going up for sale across the street.
Let's get back to vulnerability. Let's talk about this man village.
Okay, so
how can we do a man village? Like, what do men need in order
like
to
that. We should
have
do
a man village?
Man village. Okay, so like I used to work for the Canadian Mental Health Association, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that there is a what's the stat? 2 out of 3 women will seek help, right? And way less men.
Yeah.
And so then the question we ask is why. And so we get whatever men have this stigma that they have to be strong. And then, great. One of the answers that we give as facilitators is that nature versus nurture, right? And so as men, when we are raised, our parents tend to treat men and women, the daughters and sons, differently. If the daughter falls down, what do?
You go and cuddle.
You go and
Yeah.
cuddle. What's wrong? Are you okay with it? When a boy falls down, what do? Get up, shake it off. We don't cry in this house, right?
Put some mud on it.
Lick it. Put some Vicks.
That's Jay
or
Palmer.
Windex.
Put some mud in it.
Put some Vicks on that thing, right? And so there is from either nature or nurture, we have this stigma that we have to be strong, right? So, but if you notice, a lot of like people that go quote unquote postal, shootouts and things like that is men,
Yeah.
right? A lot of because they have bottled up all this anger and all this sadness, and they have nobody to talk to and nobody to go through what it. And that's why I'm saying that I know that my approach is wrong. I know it's wrong, 100% wrong, because if you don't have somebody to be able to connect with and talk to, something's gonna snap, and then you are going to self-harm, whether it's through physical or substance abuse, or harm others, 100%. So, so I know that that's wrong, and I know that by me keeping things bottled up inside, it's not a good thing, and so that's why I'm conflicted with this thing, because even though I know that what I do is wrong,
It sounds like you want to open up, though.
but I haven't had the need. I haven't had a breakdown or haven't whatever that I've needed to be to reach out to somebody, because every time that I'm going through a hard time or whatever, I have found my outlet. I love going to the gym. I love hitting. Sometimes I find myself punching the punching bag and just getting all that energy out. The sauna for me, Maria, I'm telling you right now, I normally like to go to, I work out for about an hour and I do the sauna for about an hour. And the sauna for me is more important than the actual workout.
Yeah.
So if I have about an hour and a half or even an hour, I will do 15, 20 minutes of body exercise just to keep my muscles going. But then the balance of my time, you will find me in the steam room or in the sauna and doing the cold plunge. For me, it clears my mind. I come out of there like you have no idea. But so I have found my outlet, right?
I have a question for you. And I don't know what the answer is, to tell you the truth,
Okay.
right? But for women, often when we share each other's, like, whatever things are going on in our lives or difficulties and whatnot, it helps to have an outside perspective, right? It kind of helps us to be like, oh, okay, like, I didn't see it that way. Oh, yeah, you're right. Like, okay, kind of,
Okay.
you know, you can't see something if you're inside of the picture frame.
I
Sometimes
agree.
you need someone else.
100%.
Would you say that for men that would also be important? Do you feel like...
Oh yeah, 100%. Right.
Okay.
And when I do business coaching, right, I always say get a think group going in your organization, right? If you have an organization, you're the top dog and you're the smartest one in the room, you have to get a new room.
Yeah.
Right. And so and then you have to be vulnerable and willing enough to hear criticism from your employees. You have to, whether it's an anonymous survey that you put out, what do you think about management? Where can we improve? You have to have those open conversations, because if not, if it's going south, it's going to continue going south and it's going to be whatever, right? So yes, you have to have a circle of influence, a circle of people that you can bounce ideas off. MTC Life started because I bounced ideas off of friends.
Okay, so that's for business, right? Do you believe that that's something that would be important for, like, emotional resilience for men?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
I know. It's just, I get, like, if you have never done it in your 60 years of life.
Whoa, weighing on. What the freak?
Like, I get it.
Screw you. No, stop. Hang on. Screw you. 60.
Well, good for 60. It's good.
60.
I'm just kidding. He's like 47 or something. 44?
45, man.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Don't give me 2 more years.
Anyway,
that hurt,
listen,
man.
60? It was getting too deep. I needed to lighten it up. No, but I totally get it, because I'm like, you've been this way for 45 years, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you don't know what the other side of the coin is, and it's scary.
It is very scary. And that's why I said from the beginning, I have a hard one with this podcast, because I know what the right answer is for everyone, with everyone out there. I just don't know that this is for me, and then I don't know who else thinks like me. But
all men, I'm sure. Okay, men that are watching, do you feel the same way as Miguel? Do you feel like?
But it's not healthy though.
Okay, good. But I want to take, like, let's see.
Okay.
If other guys are watching, I would love to know if they feel the same way as Miguel does. So you're like all in for any kind of business coaching or like sports coaching, anything that has to do with something that's doing, but anything that's dealing with emotion, that's a no-go. That's like a zone that you're not ready for.
No. So No, I believe in
No, I know you believe in it, but you just don't believe that you're ready for it yet or that you want it. Which one? Like, do you believe that you're not ready? Like, you don't want it?
I don't want it. And then I don't know why I don't want it, knowing that it's like saying like this, right? It's like I'm drowning. Let's say I know how to tread water. Like I know how to tread water.
Yeah.
I'm good at it. And somebody throws me a life preserver. They're like, if you take this, you don't have to use as much energy.
But you're like, I got it.
And then I got it. I don't need this life preserver.
I don't need you.
I don't need it. I know it's gonna save my life. I know it's gonna help me, but I got this. And I'm using and I'm treading water and I'm not getting tired. And I'm doing it and I'm doing it and I'm doing it. So I don't know how long I can keep going. I don't know if I can keep going for another 10 years treading water. I don't know if I can do another 20 years. I don't know if I can do
Your whole life?
maybe I can do my whole life. I just don't know how long I can continue treading. All I know is that I'm treading water right now. I'm not tired. I feel good about it, whatever treading water, that I'm doing it on my own. And I know this life preserver is going to it's going to help me, but I don't need it because I'm treading water just fine. That's what I'm struggling with.
Okay. So I think the jump from going from like, here, like reaching out to someone and talking to them about it is too far. I think basically what it is that you just need a community of people that you hang out with, right? Where barriers,
yeah, okay,
but like it's more consistently, right? Because Mike and I have talked a lot about this too.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
about me?
No, not about you.
Oh.
Get off your high horse.
Well, we're talking about me, and then you're like, yeah, Mike and I, we've talked about this before.
We discussed you. No. I'm just like, we've been talking like just with regards to men's mental health, right? Mm-hmm. And like the conversation that you and I are having is something similar that Mike and I have had. But one of the things is just like being intentional about spending time with other people. Perhaps the thing is that you're not going to open up. Like how would you ever open up yourself to someone right away? There needs to be a level of trust and bonding, right? You can't, that's just too far to just go and call someone and be like, hey, XYZ is going on. Yeah. Unless you were reaching out to a therapist, because then that way you're like, I need help. Right?
And when I hear, oh my gosh, that's another topic. Like I can't.
And that's okay. You know what? That's totally okay. But I think what you need to do is you just need, just be intentional to be with other men. Like just a group hanging out, right? It doesn't have to be intense. Yeah. Guys don't have to talk about feelings or anything like that. But sometimes just by spending time with others, it can help you to, I don't know, feel more comfortable. Because I feel like in order to be vulnerable in front of others, especially perhaps for men, there needs to be a level of trust and a level of comfort. So maybe it's establishing that and then going from there.
Well, I agree with what Alexander's saying, that men we tend to be in our pride level tends to be much higher than the average. And so because of pride, but
it's not only that. I'm like, if men, they are like providers. Like you have this role that I feel like every man, well, maybe not every man, but I feel like most men have this pressure to kind of like take care of their family, be the protector, be strong.
But I had to take that pill, like that humble pill, because for the beginning of the part of this business, I was not the provider. It was Tegan, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm okay with, we're all equal, that it shouldn't just fall upon the man. And, it's great if the man's a provider, great if the woman's a provider, you do you, whatever it is. And to what Alexander's about pride, 100%. A lot of people don't do it because of pride. It's not, but I'm not doing this because of pride.
Is it fear? Is it scare?
It's
fear.
Fear is 100%. What am I? How are people going to see me? How are people going to react? And the other one is that for me, I just don't see. I don't want to say value, because I do see the value, and this is where I'm conflicted. And this is the thing is, right? I know that I'm wrong. Like I know that I'm wrong.
But it's uncomfortable. I get what you're saying. It's uncomfortable, so you don't want to do it. And so to you, it's like it has no value. I'm doing fine right now. I'm treading water.
I'm treading water, and I'm.
But you know what
tired.
The scary part is what you said after. Like, and it kind of like struck a chord with me a little bit, because what you said is like, I don't know if it's gonna be for like a year. I don't know if it's gonna be for 2 years. I don't know, 5, like the rest of my life. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like that for me would be so much more like fear-inducing, to not know how long I can keep this up, as opposed to having like not a community right away, but just having support and having like a place where where I feel safe.
So here, I'm very self-aware that I know that the minute I start getting tired, I'm not an idiot. I'm gonna reach for that.
How do you know though? How do you know when you're tired?
Because I know myself. I'm very self-aware.
I feel like you would wait to the very, very last moment.
Probably, but I would know that that life preserver is there. I know that you're there on a bucket of a call, in a dime. I know that I can count on you. I can count on, and I don't know why I'm starting to get emotional right now.
Cry. Where's the tissues?
This take it out. Yes, happening.
Yes, take it out. Here, let's cry together.
What is happening right now? I don't like where this is going.
Okay, keep telling me.
So
I'm like, please do share more.
I know what the freak is happening right now. I don't like this. I know that if I ever need help, I can call you. I can call Mike. I have people online. I have family. I have my kids. I have my partner, my wife. I know I have people at church. I have my my ecclesiastical leaders. I have my counselors. I know that. I know I'm very self-aware that I am surrounded by a community of people who love me. Right now, I'm just not tired of treading water.
So you just feel like you don't need it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. But so I'm always conscious or cautious about saying things like that, because if people do what I do and they don't have their outlet, they turn to wrong things or bad things. This was not good. I cannot even believe why I was getting emotional. This is I don't like it.
He's like, we're done.
Like it. Let's finish this podcast.
If we just all of a sudden cut off, you know why? He was just not feeling it. Oh, are we having some issues?
Things were said. I wasn't too happy.
You're finding the strength in vulnerability. Yes, Bev. Yeah, I gotta give it to you. That is very vulnerable. I think you took your first step today. Just even talking about it. See, that's somewhere. You talked about it.
Bev.
See, we love our Bev.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, but listen, kudos to you. You talked about it. I think it's okay to be where you're at. I don't think you should force it. It's good to have it in the back of your mind. And whenever you do feel ready, it is important to reach out. But I think you don't have to wait till the very end when you're almost drowning to reach out. Yeah. I think having that support there. I always think success is a team sport, right? So I'm like, you have a team that you can rely on, and you can. What's that quote that you told me the other day? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with go with others.
When you did the Tough Mudder. If you want to run fast, you run by yourself. If you want to go far, you run with a team.
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? At that point, it's just kind of making that decision of being like, but hey, it's your journey.
So things were said today.
He's like, I'm going to delete this podcast after. So.
I hope you enjoyed it live, because you're not going to be able to go back and watch it. This is being deleted 100%.
No, it's not.
Oh my gosh.
He's still crying.
I am not. But yeah, anyways. Listen, at the end of the day, all things said and done, don't do what I do.
Listen to what I say and not to what I do. Don't follow his example.
I 100% agree. Yes, this is not something that I would recommend. This is not something that I preach. This is not something that I teach. I teach the opposite of what I do in this particular case. I'm 99.9% a follower of all my advice, except for this one thing. And if you need help, if you are struggling with something, I would highly recommend you look for a support system, family, friends, church, ecclesiastical leaders, even going online and paid services, not paid services, Canadian Mental Health Association. You can't do this on your own. You need help. So I need everybody to know and understand that, and you need to find strength in a community.
He's like, I think he looks so upset.
I know I'm being a hypocrite. I get it.
It's okay. You're in a journey.
I know.
You don't have to have it all figured out. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right? One day he will come on this podcast and he'll be like crying boogers, talking about his community of men. I'll be out of here. He'll just have pure men in here. Forget her.
the man cave podcast.
It'll be so stinky here. I can't even imagine.
Calamari and garlic.
That is so gross.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. I hope, I hope something that we said helped you.
So what was your takeaway?
What was my takeaway?
Yeah, for today. What was your takeaway?
Well, I was surprised about the discomfort that you felt with regards to being vulnerable.
Yeah.
I was very surprised. So I would say, but you know what? My biggest takeaway is that you just have to allow people to be on their own journey without pressure. That was like just accepting where you're at without being like, what are you doing, Miguel? You should be doing this, that, and the other. And just being like, hey, it's okay. It's going to be a journey. So
Yeah.
what about you? What was your takeaway?
I didn't take away anything.
He took away that this show's going to be deleted.
That's what I'm taking away this podcast. That's what I'm taking away. Yeah. No, but I guess the one thing that really was Bev's out of spirit comment, like that was just an out of body experience for me. Like, it's the closest thing to I've learned something, but I didn't really learn something. So I don't know. It's just so mind blowing. It's like, what did you just say?
Oh gosh, we love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Please make sure that you share, like, and subscribe. The more people that hear our words, the more support we can have, motivate others. I don't know.
Yeah. And make sure you follow us again. All of these things, social stuff up there. We love you, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Get a minute, don't know. Get a minute of your time. Get a minute of your. Let it. I sure gotta live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. Part of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its sides. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye. What you hear in yourself when no one's to be found? What keeps you eased out? What takes you off your mind?
Yes, you want this, I want this. Everybody in this, we should have it. Stop illusions, it's in your hands. Show yourself, reveal it to them. Take the time to recognize it. You won't leave me even if I tried it. You're the artist in the mess, and happily be formed the new in your hands.
I sure gotta live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. Part of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its sides. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye.